I know the idea of getting paid to play music can seem really intimidating, especially to new artists. But today, I want to break all that down for you and show you how truly simple it is. There are only 3 things that you need to get gigging solo right now. And with these, even as a beginner, I was pulling in an extra $20K per year, barely even playing 2 to 4 shows a month. And I was doing all of this while working a full-time job as an engineer.
What's up, artists? Ashley here, and the first thing on our list of what you need to get gigging is a voice. Now, this seems obvious, I know, but trust me, there's more to this than you might think. So many people feel that they have to sing like Freddie Mercury or Adele to get noticed, and it's just not true. Me, I don't sound anything like that.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
When I say a voice, I'm talking any voice at all. Whatever you've got built in, you can learn to take advantage of it and actually use it to play to your strengths. What I found over my years of performing is it's less about being some insane type of singer, and instead it's more about the songs that you play. Believe me, if you're butchering Margaritaville at a bar, it doesn't even really matter because some of those customers may be 3 margaritas deep, so you could sound awesome. Plus, there's an ultimate hack that we're gonna get into later in this video where you can play almost any song you want. So for example, if you're a guy thinking you can't sing a Whitney Houston song because it's too high, or you're a girl who can't reach those low notes of Johnny Cash tunes, I've got you covered. In this video, you're gonna learn how to fit every song you want to sing perfectly into your vocal range so that you sound your best when performing it. But if you're ever genuinely that concerned that your singing voice sounds like a dying cat, there's always the option of partnering up with a good singer and just forming a duo. But I will say 9 times out of 10, you are your own worst critic and your voice is just fine. Remember, the requirements to play at your local music venue near you is not that you have to have won a Grammy, okay? You can certainly book a show at your local bar up the street and get your crowd having the time of their lives. Now moving on to number 2 on our list of what you need to get gigging is an instrument. Now there are 2 top instruments that, in my opinion, are best for accompanying yourself at solo gigs, and those are piano and guitar. That's not written in stone. I've seen people absolutely kill it, say on the banjo or the ukulele as well, but you're gonna find that there are more gigging opportunities if you're a pianist or a guitarist. Now, as far as actually getting an instrument, if you don't already have one, that's what borrowing is for. We all have that one friend from high school that bought one to impress some girl or for whatever reason, and now it's just sitting collecting dust in a closet, or it's sitting under somebody's bed. Maybe you even have a family member who just doesn't want theirs anymore and gives it to you. For me, my first guitar ever was $50 used at a small secondhand music shop, and it played like a gem. So used gear is just as good, if not better, because it's broken in for you. Now, a couple questions I usually get asked as far as getting instruments, particularly for guitars, if you don't already have one, is whether to get acoustic or acoustic electric. And the answer is it really just depends on what you have to spend. I'd say if you have a bit extra, I would personally go for acoustic electric. I have 2 acoustic electric guitars, and it makes it super easy to just plug in and go on any sound system. However, you definitely do not need acoustic electric. If you're gonna just do an acoustic guitar, you can easily just mic up your guitar at the sound hole and still get an incredible sound. Many people actually prefer that sound. So for example, in a lot of my studio tracks for my original music, I recorded the guitar exactly like that. We had no plug-in, we just mic'd up the guitar at the sound hole and played. So to be clear, there is no need to buy anything crazy here. I've heard $50 guitars sound way better than $4,000 guitars. So pick what works best within your budget and just go get yourself an instrument. Now, next, that brings us to piano. Unless you're planning to play at a music venue that already has a piano stationed there, ready for someone to go, you're gonna wanna get yourself a keyboard so you can easily bring it to and from shows. This is actually the keyboard that I have. It is the Yamaha P125. I love it because it actually has a stand that makes it look like more of a fixture in my studio, but I can easily just lift it right up, throw it in its travel case, and then put it on a portable stand at my show and start playing. Now, as far as nitty-gritty details, we're all gonna have our own preferences on lightweight keys versus weighted, or how many sound features it has to have, etc. So I'm not gonna go into that in this video since that's really unique to each player, but something I absolutely do recommend having if you're a simpler player like myself is grabbing a keyboard with a transpose feature. And if you're not familiar with what that means, it's something that is gonna give you tons of options to play a song. Transposing can actually make you take a song that's very challenging to play, say a key with a bunch of flats in it, and actually turn it into a super simple song with basic major chords. Let me show you what I mean real quick. The song Your Song by Elton John was written in E flat major. So take a look at these chords that make up that tune. We've got E flat, we've got A flat minor 7, B/D, G minor, C minor. Quite frankly, a bunch of ugly chords in my opinion. But with the transpose feature, just take the keys up a half step on your keyboard. Now you can play in D. Now you've got chords like D, G, A, B minor. Overall, much simpler chords to play, in my opinion. And from my experience, the easier the music is to play, the more that I can focus on my vocals and really try to let them shine to just have the music accompany me. Now, another amazing thing that a transpose feature allows you to do is adjust a song to best fit your vocal range. This is actually what I mentioned earlier in the video on being able to sing any song that you want, regardless of how low or high it might fit into your vocal register. For example, myself, I was not blessed with the amazing belting range of singers like Pink, Kelly Clarkson, Whitney Houston, the list goes on, and that is something that still saddens me to this day. But instead of just counting some of their songs out as something I just can't perform, I bring the key down. So for example, let's take a look at the song I Wanna Dance With Somebody. Here it says that the original key would be playing up on the 6th fret of the guitar. So for my baby vocals, I actually perform this on capo 3 when I perform it live. So listen to the difference real quick. Oh, dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah.
Yikes!
It's a little high for me. So let's move it down to capo 3. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. So that is a lot less straining on my vocals and therefore lets me shine just a little bit more by bringing it down. Now, in the same way, I also love to perform songs by artists like Johnny Cash as well. But one of my favorites by him is Folsom Prison Blues, and that is just way too low for me to do it any kind of justice. So here's Folsom Prison in the original key. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. So here that is just really low for me. So after some trial and error, I found that this is actually the best key for me to play it in. I bring it up to capo 6 when I play it live. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. So my point in all of this is please don't rule out being able to perform a song live just because the key is too low or too high. The whole point of your performance at gigs is to make it your performance. You're there to showcase the best of your abilities to get everyone having a great time. And that means making adjustments to make it your show. So as far as instruments, borrow from a friend, get used gear that you can test out first at your local music shop, or if you want to go hard and get something brand new, I'm actually going to give you my must-have gear guide for free underneath this video to check out. In this gear guide, I've linked my favorite pieces of gear ranging from budget-friendly options to more expensive, so you can figure out what best works for you to encourage you to get out there and get gigging. All right, now last but certainly not least on our list of what you need to get gigging professionally is a way to amplify your voice and your instrument to a crowd. There are a lot of ways to do this, but to break it down simply, you have the option of either an acoustic amp or a PA. If you're planning on performing for crowds of about maybe 50 to 100 people or less, a small acoustic amp is plenty to reach that audience. This type of amp is awesome for settings like small intimate weddings, coffee shops, or other venues where the sound doesn't have to travel too far of a distance or combat other loud noise. However, if you're planning on going for maybe bigger venues with over, say, 100 people, I'd recommend going for a larger PA. The system that I've used for the last several years of gigging is the Yamaha Stage Pass 600 BT, and this thing is a tank. Honestly, it's way bigger than I've needed for any gig I've played for. I don't think I've ever had to turn the volume up for each channel more than halfway to play to a crowd of hundreds outside on a very busy and loud day. But to give you an idea of a very simple system, this is definitely an awesome example. It comes with 2 large speakers that you can set up on either side of you, or if you're playing a smaller venue, 1 is plenty, and it actually has a mixer built into it. This thing is super cool. It actually snaps right into the back of the speaker when you pack it up, so traveling is a lot more condensed in that way. And the interface of this mixer is quite literally dummy proof. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. I am awful at any kind of system like this, but this thing labels each channel with the type of input that can go into it, such as vocals, guitar, keys, etc. I mean, it literally puts pictures of them for you above each channel. It clearly shows the master volume, it allows you to have reverb separately within each channel, and it's just overall so awesome and easy to use. I love this particular system, but there are tons just like it, and I've linked a few in that free gear guide that I mentioned before, just below this video, for you to check out what might work best for you. So those are the 3 things that you need in order to start gigging solo: a voice, an instrument, and a way to amplify both of those to a crowd. It doesn't have to be intimidating, and it certainly doesn't have to be expensive. I've seen tons of people make money without even having a sound system. One of the students in my course actually made $300 playing only 3 songs acoustically. Some folks hired her for a Christmas party, and they told her just to bring herself because they had a piano already for her, and they didn't want a sound system. So just her vocals, no microphone, no sound system, and they had the piano for her. So just her and the keys. So she made $300 for maybe about 10 minutes of playing. And she had absolutely no equipment, so no load in, no load out. She just showed up, sang, and went home. The gigging possibilities are endless, and I hope you are now more motivated and excited as ever to start grabbing them. Now, before I sign off here, I actually have a secret 4th thing that you need to get gigging, and that is a killer list of songs in your repertoire. Audiences want to hear songs that they already know and they already love. So over my years of gigging, I've put together the top radio hit songs from the 1950s to current day that absolutely crush it with crowds. And the best part of this list is I've linked each song to the accurate chords and the lyrics that you need to play it. So all you have to do is just find the song you want to play, click on it, and start jamming. This is a bit of a shameless plug, but my list has worked for thousands of people all over the world who are using it for whatever their music goals are. People are gigging with it, they're making their band practice an absolute breeze to go through, they're playing open mic nights more easily, they're jamming at home with their friends and their family, the list goes on. So whether or not you're actually ready to get gigging, these songs are exactly what you need to get under your belt to feel like a rock star in front of any crowd. I'm linking this list of top guitar and piano songs beneath this video. Get this tool while it's available so you can save time and play more. So that's it for this video on what you need to get gigging solo. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue making more content like this for all you artists out there. But in the meantime, go get gigging.